Around the same time the battles of Thermopylae and Artemisium took place, the Carthaginians sought to take down the Greeks as well. The Greeks had controlled the eastern coast of Sicily, and Hamilcar, the leading Carthaginian general, wanted to take over that section. Unfortunately for the Carthaginians, when they sailed off, the wind failed to cooperate, and their fleet of 60 triremes was battered by storms, and lost a few ships containing horses and supplies. They pushed on, and their first target was the city of Himera, as a former ruler there asked for aid in taking back the city. Carthage wanted to eliminate a powerful Greek threat, and eventually take over the Greek cities one by one. The Carthaginians beached their ships at the Bay of Panormus and rested for 3 days while they repaired their ships and reorganized. Their army was depleted after the loss of many of their transports of food and provisions. Hamilcar assured the Carthaginians the sea was their greatest danger in order to boost morale. The Carthaginians had many alliances on the island and believed they could box in the Greeks and eliminate them. The Greeks at Himera had enough time to gather reinforcements around the island before the Carthaginians were ready to attack. The Carthaginians left 20 triremes to patrol the coast to prevent the Greeks from escaping by sea. They fortified their camp and extended their defenses inland so that they reached the hills to the west of the city, thus leaving Himera cut off, except for its southern and eastern approaches. The Carthaginians set up 2 camps, one along the coast to guard their ships and keep the Greeks from fleeing by sea, and one west of the city. Hamilcar made the first move and sent a powerful detachment of troops to test the walls and defenses of the city. The Greeks sallied out, only to be beaten back with the loss of many men. The Greeks realized their best chance were their walls holding out. They blocked up their west walls and sent a message calling for help from Galon at Syracuse. Galon mobilized his forces, which included about 20,000 hoplites, as well as archers, slingers, light infantry, and 2,000 cavalry. They took a swift land route and reached Himera from the southeast with 50,000 men in total. The Greeks at Himera were pleased and overjoyed by the reinforcements. The Greeks sent out 5,000 cavalry, whom bypassed the western flank of Hamilcar's defenses and cut down hundreds of troops foraging the countryside. Hamilcar still held the numerical advantage over the Greeks, but had less cavalry men due to many of the ships that sunk carrying horses. Hamilcar sent a messenger to Selinus asking them to send all their available cavalry. The main Greek force left the city and marched around the south end of Himera and moved towards the Carthaginian land camp. The Carthaginian army left their camp upon noticing the Greeks and formed up on the hill and forcing the Greeks to fight an uphill battle. The struggle was fierce and long, and neither side gained any advantages. The reinforcements for the Carthaginians arrived at the Carthaginian sea camp. Unexpectedly, those reinforcements began slaughtering all the Carthaginians, including Hamilcar, while he was preparing a sacrifice to Poseidon. They set fire to the beach ships, tents, and anything else that could burn. The Carthaginians rushed to launch whatever ships they could save, overcrowding them in the process, and then sailed away. So wait, why did the reinforcements attack their own men? Well, here's what happened. The returning messenger from Selinus was intercepted by the Greek cavalry who were roaming the countryside. This was a miraculous stroke of fortune, as the messenger even revealed the day the cavalry from Selinus would appear. Selinus was an ally of Carthage, but was a Greek city, so those cavalrymen wore the same uniforms and armor as the Greeks. The Greeks had come up with a brilliant plan. On the appointed day the messenger revealed, the Greeks set out their finest squadron to detour into the hills while it was dark and slaughtered the traveling cavalrymen and proceeded to the sea camp as the expected reinforcements. After the fall of the sea camp, the news of Hamilcar's death and the burning of ships reached the fighting armies. The Greeks pressed harder and routed the Carthaginians, who fled to a mountain. The Greeks surrounded that mountain, but made no move to assault them, as they knew the mountain was waterless, and as soon as they were thirsty enough, they all surrendered. Their lives were spared, but they now became Greek slaves. The fleet that managed to escape all eventually sunk under their weight, except one, which made it safely back home. The invasion was such a disaster for Carthage that they were terrified the triumphant Greeks would swoop down and sack their city, so they sent ambassadors to organize a peace treaty, and the Greeks dictated their own terms, which included a large sum of money. This battle for many years eliminated Eastern and African threat to Sicily, until the grandson of Hamilcar exacted revenge on Sicily, but we will get to that in a future video. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. Thank you all for watching.